write is the first thing. In the decades that I've been working in theatre, I've met a whole load of people who want to be playwrights but never actually write plays. So just make sure you're writing. Make sure you're writing all the time. Make sure you're reading. I think that's really solid advice. You know, read as many plays as you can get your hands on, and there are places where it's possible to get hold of plays for free. You know, there are libraries like the Bush Library in Shepherd's Bush. You can go, the Royal Court has got plays in the back of the Royal Court. I'm sure there are access to plays here in the Paynes Plough offices. You can just go and sit and just, you know, when I was starting out, I read a play every day for 5 years. So not weekends, you kind of never work at weekends if you can avoid it. But that's something like 1,000 plays. And there's things to be learned within every play. Go to the theatre, and when you read and when you watch plays, don't read like a fan, don't read like you're in a book club, don't read like an academic either or like a critic. Read like a thief. Every time you read a play, read to steal something. You know, what is the one nugget in any particular play, any of these plays here, or any play that you're reading? What's the one nugget that's most blowing your mind that you think you could use most in your play, and steal it? As T.S. Eliot said, you know, mediocre poets borrow, great poets steal. So steal freely. And then hold on to that idea that your work as a dramatist is not linguistic. It's not what your characters are saying, it's what they're doing. You know, really build your... You know, I watch a lot of sport, a lot of football on the television, and I always say this, but you know, when I'm watching a football match, I'm quite likely to shout out at the television, which is ludicrous, because I know that the players don't have like a direct line between their brain and my television, and that my television can't hear me, but I will, because I'm engaged with the drama of the sport, and what I'll be shouting is things like, "What are you doing? What did you do that for?" Or "Go on, do it, do it, do it." Don't do that. And that's what audiences should be shouting at the theatre. When you're watching a piece of theatre, you should be, in your mind, you should be kind of like on the cusp of shouting out, "What are you doing? Don't do that. Go on, do it. What did you do that for?" That will be what will help your audiences, not what your characters are feeling. You know, audiences won't be shouting out, "What are you feeling? What do you remember? What are you observing?" Our work as dramatists is the cartography of human behaviour. So think about what your characters are doing to one another. Read, watch, steal, and write. And don't give up, man. Don't give up. And I think that thing, you know, the thing that stops most writers from writing is a fear of their own inadequacy, or the fear of the perilous nature of the industry that they're working in. And those perils can be manifold. And it's when you enter into a space of fear, when you think, "Oh, nobody's going to do my play," or "I'm not any good," or "the play's not, I can't do it." You know, if you start off as a lover of plays and your first play isn't, you know, as good as The Cherry Orchard or you know, Ear for Eye, then you might just think, "I'm going to quit." But you know, you're only going to, you know, like my first professionally produced play was actually my 8th play. I think this is a theatre culture that can really lean into overly celebrating the beginner and the novice, and you see it all the time, where people get extremely excited by the new voice and the new writer, and which can be energizing and really infectious. But the danger of that is it doesn't allow artists the space to fail, and the space to think, and the space to get things wrong. I think if as a writer you're thinking about anything other than the play you wish somebody else had written so that you can watch it, if you're thinking about what's going to happen to the play, whether it's going to be produced, are you writing a producible play? Are you writing a play that's going to resonate? Are you writing a play that's going to shock? Are you writing a play that's going to upset people? Are you writing a play that's going to succeed? That is the worst thing. Never, ever, ever aspire to success. If you aspire to success in any form of life, the best you will ever achieve is the very good. Be unafraid of failure. and hold on tenaciously, like a dog with a locked jaw, onto the play that you wish somebody else had written so that you could watch it. And as long as you're doing that, and as long as you don't quit, as long as you take your craft seriously, then you can get there.